Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the garage for another edition of Andy the Gabby Cabby Live and Alive. Hope everyone is doing all right. Now, following on from what happened yesterday with regard to the judgment concerning the hotel in Epping, you could see from live streams and various news outlets yesterday, it all kicked off, didn't it? Which, let's be honest, is no surprise. Some information or further information has come to light since. There's other YouTubers that are reporting on the fact that there are people within the Bell Hotel taking photographs and taking video footage for social media purposes, and they're putting emojis of things that can do others harm as a result. Now, I don't want to go too far down that road because that's not the subject of this live stream. What I am interested in is the why, the how, and the what. Why did it happen? What happened? And how did it happen? And more importantly, where are we going as a country? Now, there's a couple of things I want to show you. In fact, there's a few things I want to show you. First of all, I want to say that this live stream now is not meant to inflame, is not meant to incite, is not meant to escalate. This live stream is to educate. This live stream is to raise awareness. And this live stream is about enlightenment. And I hope that when you finish watching it and leave here, you will know a little bit more than you did before you came. That's the idea. Now, to set the scene and to remind you of what happened, let's have a look at this video from yesterday.
The Court of Appeal's decision on the Home Secretary's appeal relating to joinder as an intervener to the Council's application. The Court of Appeal grants the Home Secretary's application for permission to appeal against the decision dismissing her application for party status, and further grants the Home Secretary intervener status in the litigation between the Council and Somani. The Home Secretary has clear statutory duties towards asylum seekers in this country under the Immigration and Asylum Act 1999. These include the duty to provide support to them and their dependents, and to prevent destitution among this cohort.
So you can see there from that video, and just to refresh your memories, he cited legislation as to justification why this judgment went in the Home Secretary's favour. Now, it's very important and it's very vital that people understand this judgment has basically given the Home Secretary permission to appeal the injunction, permission to appeal. Not they've won, that's it, it's over. All she's been given is permission to appeal. And I think that happens in October. But still, look at the public reaction. Now, there's a very interesting news piece that came out last night, and it's this. Revealed Epping Hotel judge ran socialist think tank linked to Labour. Lord Justice Bean, who has ruled migrants can stay at Essex site, is former chair of Fabian Society. Now, we see that a lot, Fabian Society, and it's very heavily linked in everything. In fact, most stuff and what's going on at in this country at the moment. And it's very important to understand what this is, what lies behind it. So, Fabian, remember that, and remember the name as well, Lord Justice Bean. Now, I was inspired to do this live stream by a message I received last night, and that's this one here. Hi, Andy. I think I and a lot of others would appreciate a video or two about the Fabian Society and their ideologies, ways of thinking, how they operate, and how they're affecting and influencing the UK of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, Europe, the West, and the wider world politically, societally, and culturally. I think mentioning and explaining incrementalism and its effects would also help. Thank you. So that is what inspired me to, come out to play today. I was actually going to have the day off, but I thought, what the hell? So let's let's go there, shall we? The Fabian Society. Now, like with all of this stuff with government, it's all hiding in plain sight, where we can find any of this at any time. And let's have a look here. This is a basic Google search, okay? And this is what comes up fairly immediately. Now, let's see if we can make this a little bigger for you. Okay, the Fabian Society is a British left-leaning socialist organisation and think tank founded in 1884. So you can see how far it goes back, that promotes gradual, so incremental, social and political reform rather than revolutionary change to achieve democratic socialism. Named after the Roman general Fabius Maximus for his patient delaying tactics, the society has been a key influence on the Labour Party, which it helped to found, and continues to produce high-quality research and host debates on policy and political ideas to advance social justice, equality, and expertise. Now, if we go down a little bit, there's some key aspects here, which are the origin. So, founded in 1884, the society takes its name from the Roman general Fabius Maximus, hence the term Fabian Society, who used strategic patient delays to defeat his enemies. So this is like slow creep. It creeps along at a rate while they carefully and tactily put their pieces in place. The society advocates for Fabianism, a belief in advancing radical long-term goals through incremental empirical reforms. Role as a think tank, the Fabian Society functions as an independent think tank and membership movement dedicated to developing and influencing political and public thinking on the left. If an affiliate of the Labour Party and it is an affiliate of the Labour Party and was instrumental in its foundation, every Labour Prime Minister has been a Fabian, highlighting the society's significant historical impact on the party. The society facilitates debate and activism, publishes analysis and opinion, conducts policy research, and organises conferences and speaker meetings. Open to everyone on the left, the Fabian Society is a democratic membership organisation with a network of members and local societies across the UK. The society champions the fight against inequality, the power of collective action, an all-internationalist outlook grounded in evidence, expertise, rationality, and long-term thinking. So you get that basic information from a basic Google search. And as you can tell, they're very embedded into the fabric of the Labour Party. I mean, hell, they helped found them, for Christ's sake. And there's some very socialist / communist overtones in that basic description. Now, we can go further with this. If we have a look at this here, this is the actual Fabian Society themselves. They have a history page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the link to that in the chat so you can go and read that again at your own leisure to soak in really what is going on. And remember the Fabianism thing. It's like slow creep. Now, let's get this screen the way around again. So the Fabian Society is Britain's oldest political think tank, founded in 1884. So you can see there, 140 years. Now, there's some really doozy information in here. You can see where the Fabian name come from, Quintus Fabius. For the right moment, you must wait, as Fabius did most patiently when warning against Hannibal. Though many censored his delays, but when the time comes, you must strike hard, as Fabius did, or your waiting will be in vain and fruitless. You know, I had a conversation with somebody earlier that if somebody does you wrong, you wait. You don't deal with it immediately. You wait. And then when they least expect it, you strike. That's a Fabian type way of doing it. And that appears to be what's going on around here. Now, let's have a look at some more of this. The Fabian Society was founded on the 4th of January 1884, and an offshoot of the Fellowship of New Life. The new society soon attracted some of the most prominent left-wing thinkers of the late Victorian era to its ranks. So you can see how long it's been going on. Now, if we go down to 1945 and after, this is very important, because you've got things like the British Nationality Act 1948, which we will be discussing in the live stream at 8 o'clock tomorrow. And you can get to see some of the things that have happened under previous Labour administrations. 229 Fabian Society members were elected to Parliament in the 1945 Labour landslide, with many of them ministers in the Attlee administration. So if you recall, Winston Churchill was gotten rid of, done away with, you know, served his purpose during the war. Off you pop, goodbye, all changed. We ended up with Labour, and as you can see, 229 Fabian members were elected. So you can see how far back this goes. The Fabian contribution to Attlee's reforming programme had begun much earlier. The Labour manifesto, Let Us Face the Future, had been written by a Fabian, Michael Young. Many of the pioneering reforms of the 45 Labour government had first been developed in the Fabian essays or pamphlets. The process of renewal had also been a part of the society, began in earnest in the general election in 1951. So again, you can see how far back we're actually going with this. And again, challenge and recovery. The Fabian Society, like all organisations on the left, was rocked by the post-1979 Labour disputes. The chair of the society and former General Secretary, Shirley Williams, became one of the founding members of the SDP, and the defection of a number of executive committee members challenged a long-standing affiliation of the Fabian Society to the Labour Party. Now we roll forward to New Labour. In the 1990s, the society came to be a major force in the modernisation of the Labour Party. So no matter what the Labour Party has done, you know the Fabians have been around there somewhere. You know, it's deeply rooted. After Tony Blair's landslide victory in 1997, over 200 Fabians sat in the House of Commons, including many of the cabinet. The society developed its role as a critical friend, supporting the Blair and Brown governments in developing policy without being afraid to draw attention to the omissions or shortcomings of the government. During these years, the society conducted influential policy commissions on reforming the monarchy, ending child poverty and taxation. Now, they believe in things like redistribution of wealth, you know, tighter state controls. The state is the most important thing out of all of it. It's communism, you know, socialism. These are all the things that this organisation promotes, and they're at the very fabric of the Labour Party. Now, this is the thing that will interest you very much. Chairs and general secretaries of the Fabian Society. Now, 1939 to 1946 is where it starts, and we've got GDH Cole. We've got the general secretaries. Now, a lot of us wouldn't have been alive then. So what I want to do is roll forward to more current times. And there's one thing I want to show you here, right? David Bean, 1989 to 1990. Okay, David Bean. Remember that name. David Bean is the judge who we saw in the video at the beginning of this live stream. Sir David Michael Bean is a British judge of the Court of Appeal in England and Wales, born March 25, 1954. His education there. So that confirms Fabianism. And there are other names on that list as well. Robin Cook, 1990 to 1991. That's another one we will all know. Margaret Hodge, another one we will all know, 97 to 98. Now, here's a couple of interesting ones. 2006 to 2007. Ed Balls, And this is one that will jump out at everybody, certainly jump out at me. 2008 to 2010, Sadiq Khan. So Sadiq Khan is a Fabian. Hell, most of them, if not all of them, are Fabians or have been. That is where we are. That is where we are in the British government. Now, let's turn to something very important here. Why is this infested in our government? How have we allowed a situation where this is infested in our government? Now, we talk often about the Constitution. We talk often about how you can solve things with the Constitution. We talk often about the fact that none of this is taught in schools anymore. And an awful lot of the British justice system is filled with people that have been misinformed. Now, I want to show you something here. This is taken from Halsbury's Laws of England. Halsbury's Laws of England. Google it. In addition, civil servants may be subject to a purge procedure and a positive vetting procedure. The purge procedure is designed to prevent persons with communist or fascist associations being employed on work, the nature of which is vital to the security of the state. Let me read that again. In addition, civil servants may be subjected to a purge procedure and a positive vetting procedure. The purge procedure is designed to prevent persons with communist or fascist associations being employed on work, the nature of which is vital to the security of the state. That's taken from Halsbury's Laws of England. Something that they don't want you to know about, because if you knew about them, if you were educated in them, they wouldn't be able to do half of the stuff that they're trying to do. Purge procedure. Communist or fascist. That's where we are as a country. And meanwhile, they run roughshod over everything. There's a very telling thing from Elon Musk here as well. I would like to help fund legal actions against corrupt officials who aided and abetted the rape of Britain per the official government inquiry. Please reply below for considerations. There's a lot of trouble within the halls of government, and there's a lot of people that seem to be up to their neck in a great many things. You're talking politicians, you're talking councillors, you're talking police officers, you're talking judges, you're talking magistrates, all manner of things right across the board. Now, I want to remind you of this, which I've shown you many times. Criminal Justice Act 1988, Section 134 covers torture. And this covers information pertaining to public officials, as I've just said. And right at the bottom, a person who commits the offence of torture shall be liable on conviction or indictment to imprisonment for life. And that includes people complicit in it. You see what trouble this country's in. You see how desperately we need a complete rejig, a complete reorganisation of the way we are governed. You know, United Kingdom bollocks. England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. We need a complete and utter reorganisation of the way we are governed. That is the only way we're going to save this. The only way. Think about it. I'm going to go through some of the things that you've had to say. Please, at this stage, I've got just over 800 people watching. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Appreciate it very much, and welcome if you are here for the first time. Now, bit of audience feedback. Let's see what you have to say. Now, this is the kind of stuff I like to do because I'm very big on educating and making people aware of what's going on. Hello, Jilly. Good to see you. I saw you managed to make it this time. Sure, let's talk, Blue Pony says. We certainly have been. Hi, Julie. Hi, Andy. Hi, Patriots. Hello, Lady Fury. Thank you very much. And hello to you, Julie. I hope Paul's doing all right. Let me know. And if everyone can give Julie's other half, Paul, best wishes. All good here. Been a mad dash doing housework. You know what we've done today? Bugger all. I was actually going to have the day off. And then I thought, you know, I need to do this. I need to do this live stream. Squirrel Sniper, greetings. Beautiful soul, pure-blooded critical thinkers. We have to be in this day and age, don't we? Because otherwise they're going to pull the bloody wool over our eyes and we'll all be in trouble. Ladies Fury, two-faced. It doesn't make sense how in one breath is their duty to them when in the other hand they want to deport. Surely both can't be true. At the end of the day, their duty should be to us, this country, who elected them and put them there in the first place. Something missing, really, isn't there? Something missing. Alan Martin, we need to make the rules in our country. The rest of the world thinks that we're a soft touch. These judges are not for us, the working British people. International law governs a lot of what's going on as well. I mean, I said in a live yesterday, if you asked somewhere, what is the United Kingdom? It'd tell you it's a political union and a country, a sovereign state. But it's only a country or a sovereign state according to international law. If you took that out of it, we're a political union made up of the Principality of Wales, England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. It's all politics, and it's led us to this point. Yvonne, he always has a duty to his own people and stop the hardship of the British people. You'd like to think so, wouldn't you? But it's obvious that that isn't really the case. Gillikins, look, genuine sojourners coming here or in need of help should be given it, but the majority, we don't know who they are, and many are responsible for acts. Yeah, I mean, take you back to World War II. You know, in this country, you had women and children evacuating to other safe parts, didn't you? And then when it was over, they went home. That works, but not what we've got at the moment. And there's a lot of acts and a lot of things out there which are responsible for all this trouble. Now, what have we got here? We have we shall fight on the beaches. Oh, I recognise this. I recognise this a lot. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender. This will be our finest hour. Yes, I almost had the cigar out and the hat there, but I appreciate the sentiment very much indeed. George Smith, British electorate and public being treated with contempt. We have been for years. I'm afraid to say. Gillikins, again, all of this biblical. People will be cold-hearted. The love of many will grow cold. People will worship evil as good, and good is evil. Yeah, I have a friend that very much believes in biblical stuff, and they say that as well. Jeff Redcliffe, someone in the Bell Hotel has put his page on the website, and it quite clearly shows. Yeah, I read that before I came out. They're taking pictures, apparently, of all the people outside the hotel and putting a website up with what you've just described there, Jeff. You know, why are these people in our country also considering what happened yesterday? I knew it was going to go mad. I knew it was going to kick off. It was obvious. Go and look at my Tusi's footage. They were all out there. Gordon, this is why what you're seeing has been in the making for thousands of years. Well, if you look at England, it's 1,000 years old. And, there's probably more in the making before that, particularly if the Fabians are taking their rationale from an old Roman general. Says it all, doesn't it? This is why we're at the point we're at today. And, you look at the European Communities Act, which was signed in the early 1970s. What was it, 72, 73, something like that. And then everything about the English suddenly disappeared. It wasn't being taught anymore. We lose our parliament. All the things that can save us now, today, they're no longer a factor. Why? Because they damn well know it can undo everything. That's why the English are rising. Mark's adventures, whilst the public is playing by the rules of on violence, they feel annoyed but not threatened. But when you understand what's required, you destroy the enemy. Absolutely. I mean, one of the things we have to be careful of as well, it was mentioned by somebody in the live yesterday, is this what they want? Do they want it to spark off? Where there are peaceful ways of dealing with these through politics, through procedure, through everything else. But people get emotional, people get hot-headed, and they go and do all manner of things. And you have to wonder. Dawn Kerry, George Dubois, and this is another Jew, and seeing this wonderful contribution, I think I'll leave and unsub, as clearly I'm in the wrong place. Well, thank you, Dawn. I appreciate your honesty there. All the best, and yes, whatever. Thank you for listening. It was a Fabian minister that created Border Force, so they controlled the borders. There you go. More intervention from that society. And this is a very valid point as well. If you look at Graham's name there with a black flag either side, that should be the English flag. And look, black. Again, says it all. And that's been happening quite a lot. Graham is somebody that needs to be listened to because he's been studying the Constitution for 30 years. He knows what he's talking about. He's like an encyclopedia on two legs. Jeff, me and my neighbour have put the George flag up. It's flapping around quite nicely. Wonderful. Everybody's got to do it. Everybody. If you've got a flagpole, get the bloody thing up in the breeze. Get it done. It really does. Fix sucks. Yeah, I get the sentiment. I had to rearrange that in my mind there. Took me a second, but you're absolutely right. 900 watching. Thank you very much, everybody. As I said, please give it the thumbs up if you just joined. D. Watercraft, as Labour stated in their law argument, migrants have more rights than British citizens. Disgusting, if you ask me. Now, two things. Number one, he cited that Immigration Act, whatever it was, where we've got a responsibility to look after them. But there's also the ECHR, where you've got the situation where, you know, their rights and our rights are treated absolutely equally. This is the issue. This is the problem. Now, I want to play a video by Graham again, which shows that we've got those rights already.
You need to understand what the constitutional documents in our laws, right, under the common law tell you. Right of public meeting, right of association, right to protection of the law, the principles of natural justice, freedom from discrimination, right to strike, right to participate in government, whereas we're not because they're cheating at our elections, the right to privacy, social rights. All of these rights are here for everyone to understand, which we can go through. The right to property. You have the right sources of liberties, the right to personal liberty, the right to life. These are all common law. The right to property, again, freedom of expression, freedom of conscience. So you're being denied the right of prayer against our very rights and common law rights.
Against our rights. That's all the laws of England. Everything we need is right there. Everything we need is right there. And yet it's all hidden from us. All hidden from us. John Miles, all different variants of communism infesting all our institutions, media. Remember the commie advisor from Sage? And yeah, absolutely. And we've got this thing that's come out again. Look at Chris Whitty if you're on Twitter. By the way, I am. Go and follow me. The mind boggles. They're trying it on again. Alexander, Fabian Society is just another arm of Little Hats Club, the thread that links them all together. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. It is all linked together. Eric Puller, we're not his people. We are our people. Much better than that lot. Couldn't agree more. I don't know about you, but I am English. Dawn, something about rank anti-Semitism always makes me butt hurt, and you are a crap moderator. Well, on the basis of that, Dawn, I think I'll bar you because you're obviously not happy but feel the need to continue to comment forevermore. So let me save you the trouble of unsubscribing. I'll do it for you. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Now, let's have a look at another couple of other comments, see if we got anybody else. There we go. Sage, that's a fitting term for you, Andy. You're a Trevor Trove of common sense and knowledge. Thank you. I mean, there's one thing I find is if something gets me, I want to learn about it. I want to find out about it, you know. Oh, this is an interesting one, George. Yeah, I think Trump's eager to file RICO charges against him and his son. Is it? I mean, they could end up 100 years in prison between them. Yeah, me and the family are well. Thank you very much. Appreciate that very, very much indeed. I said before the election, this bunch were commies and everyone laughed. Well, they're not laughing anymore, are they? Absolutely. We have a limited opportunity to try and do something about this. You know, I joined Advance and I support Advance because it's a platform by which we can stick a rocket up government the way it is, but also equally I support the English Constitution Society and anybody else that speaks for England, because ultimately it's very important that England is not forgotten, which it seems to be always. You know, England needs a voice at the table. England needs to be heard, and England is being heard. And I will forever support that cause because at the end of the day, I am English. Now, tomorrow at 8 o'clock, unless I turn up beforehand, I'll be talking to this gentleman here. This is the chairman of the English Democrats, Robin. I'll be on the channel tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So I look forward to seeing you then. And what we're going to talk about is a little bit about English, how things are going politically in the UK. And also I've spoken a little bit about the British Nationality Act as well, and how that ties in to a lot of things that are going on at the moment, or a lot of things that are actually going wrong. You know, there's a great article doing the rounds, which I won't show now because it could be the subject for a whole nother live stream, which really breaks that down where we are. Well, everybody, appreciate you coming along on a Saturday afternoon. 867 of you watching. Appreciate that very much. I'm about to turn the lights out, but before I do, if I can ask that you hit the like button, appreciate that. And also, if you haven't subbed to the channel, unless your name is Dawn and wants to sit there calling me crap, please do so. It's free to do and helps me spread the word out. Thank you very much. And as always, I look forward to talking to you soon. Toodaloo.